Your life. All right. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Extraordinary Show. I am your host, Shalu Popli, a life fulfillment coach and a mindset trainer. Here on this show, every time we come with a special guest and we learn from their extraordinary stories. Today, again, I have a very special guest with me, my fellow buddy in Tony Robbins programs, and she is super gorgeous, super energetic, Zequille McLean.
Hello, hello, hello. And as I
Sorry
say
to,
to my friends, go ahead.
yeah, it's Zequille McLean. We call her Z as well. Welcome, Z. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to wherever you are in the world. I am so honored and excited to be here. I'm like buzzing. I'm like, oh my God. And so my energy is like super high because I get to share whatever it is with the world, like my life, my story, my passions, my voice.
Yes, thank you so much for accepting my invite, first of all. And guys, we are going to have lots of fun with her because she is quite vulnerable. She is open to sharing all her life learnings with us. And if you have any questions for her, just subscribe to my channel. You will be able to add a comment in the comment section and ask the question. We would be really happy to answer that. Yes. So, Zakil, you are a leadership coach and a wellness coach, right? So, how come
Yes.
this blend?
So I felt like leadership and wellness go hand in hand
Mhm.
because yes, we can be a leader and we can be like all the things on paper. However, our mindset and our body is, if that is not in accordance, then we can't lead.
Hmm.
So I felt like leadership and wellness went together because it is the holistic version. It's the whole version of who we are. As we're leading ourselves and all of the things, we
Hmm.
also get to take care of our bodies. We get to acclimate and build a better mindset than we have. And so I felt like wellness, leadership, they got to go together.
Yes. So how come you became a coach? Though I know that you have a different profession, right?
Yes. So I have you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the truth. Everybody's a coach. We've been coaching our entire lives. We just never have gotten paid for it. And so I really, it's funny because there's like a little journey in this story. So it started, I think I took a role with a company as they said, we just want you to gather all of the knowledge and then train the people. I'm excited. I love training. Let me be the trainer all day.
Wow.
However, there was different plans in mind. So I ended up being the manager of the team. And so I was, I'm nervous. This is my first time really managing a team. So I'm doing all of the research, making sure that I'm doing all of the best things. And so that role ended because we lost our contract. Boo hoo. And so I ended up in another role, and there was a longing, there was a yearning in my body, like, I need to be doing more than what I'm doing at this role. I know there's something more in me. And I felt like, oh, it's the people. I enjoy interacting with the people. I enjoyed getting together with my team and figuring out what is stopping you from doing your job. How can I help? Also, how can I help you be the best version of yourself? How can I help you get into that next role? How can I help you get to that next level in your life? And it was that really ignited the coach fire of, oh, this is a title that I'm going to give myself. And so I went from, that role, and then I got another role where I was actually, managing a team. And it lit me up just to be able to sit with the guys or the girls and have a conversation about who they were and how I was going to help them get there. So if that meant enrolling them in training, seeing their strengths, creating projects that I could have them work on to showcase who they wanted to be, who they said they wanted to be. That became like passion. And I'm like, okay, how do I do this for life? Like, how do I talk to people and touch people and impact people and make them realize that you are a badass and you can do it. And so that's the journey and the story. And so then my leadership coaching brand, Inspire and Ignite, was born.
That's nice.
So
So
that,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
think it just requires that intent, right? Intent to
Mhm.
help, intent to
Yes,
find out the best in them. Yeah.
right.
And
And
I
then
think
it's
rest of the thing your energy does.
thank you, because it is,
I
it's like
love that.
going outside of yourself, going beyond yourself. And
Yes.
I remember I was always a leader in my own right. So anytime we had events with friends, I would be the first one saying, okay, let's organize this, let's get it all together, let's make sure we have our packs and our things, let's go to the beach, whatever it is. And so it was just like, yes, I'm this leader for me naturally, but how can I remind people that this thing also lives within them? Like, how can I do that? And so that was, something from all of the books that I've read, and putting others before yourself, and, being intentional with your life. It was like, okay, I'm about to do this thing, baby. I'm about to make it happen.
That's nice. Okay. So was the keel always like this?
So I have always been a bubbly person.
Okay.
And throughout my entire life, throughout my career, I was just smiley, happy, lovely. And and so there was a part of my life I remember where I would overhear people talk about me. Oh, this girl just fluttering by and all of the things. And I'm
Okay.
thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? So it did cause me to shrink a little bit.
Hmm.
And so that was, God, bro, like in the early 2000s. And so from the early 2000s to now, I've just been remembering and recalling all of the greatness and just living and owning it. And like, okay, you know what? I can say, oh, I'm not. But how is that going to serve me? And how is that going to serve the world? Because
Right.
if that's my passion is serving the world, then come on, baby, let's go. We don't have time. Not that we don't have time. I would rather use my energy toward like more fulfilling and positive and lovely things versus things that are going to diminish me, going to shrink me, going to make me feel as though, I'm not doing something right when I know I'm doing exactly what I need to do in this moment at this time.
Wow. That's profound because it comes with an intention to live, or I would say purposeful life, right? That I'm living an intentional life. My intention is to be like this, not like this. So anytime I'm
Mhm.
going like this, I need to remind myself that I
Mhm.
am like this. So I have to be there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. We gotta, and I was talking to some of my girlfriends. I was like, I want to install in my subconscious, in my brain, little bumpers. So, like you said, I'm living like this, but when I start to go down to where I'm like, oh no, then I can know, "Brrr, oh wait, hold on. No, I am powerful. I am
Wow.
capable. I am love. I am joy. I am a badass. I am God's chosen person, whatever the mantra is for me in that moment, because I have a lot of them.
All right. Okay. So, on this show specifically, we ask people what's their extraordinary story that changed something in them because everybody has some story in their life, right? Would you like to
Yes,
share any such story of your life with us so that we also get to learn from that?
of course. So I will say what got me from there to here today started a long time ago because I was always a little like nerdy kid. I was the one that would be like, Mom, please, can you please buy the Encyclopedia Britannicas, please? I just know that it's going to help my life.
Hmm.
And because I was tired of reading the dictionary. So my mom bought me the whole suite. And I'm like, just absorbing all of the knowledge, just looking through the books, learning, learning, learning.
Hmm.
And so that has always been a part of my life, my existence.
Okay.
However, back in 2021, 2022, I believe, I was going through some really big challenges in my life. Me and my husband, we were strained. We were talking divorce. We were talking separation. We didn't know what our life was going to look like, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just so like just down and so looking outside of myself for happiness. And I knew that there was something that was more in my life. I'm like, I don't know what it is. And it was so funny, right? So I'm searching. I'm like, I know maybe I need a therapist. So I'm looking up therapists. Oh, no, no, I don't. Oh my God. So then I'm like, okay, ooh, maybe a coach. Maybe a coach. Okay, let me look up coaching. And I found Tony Robbins coaching. And I was like, oh, hey, I was doing the dance. I didn't know what the dance was at first, and it's the dance of indecision. And so I was doing the dance of like, do I get a coach? Do I not? I left it on the screen. I didn't exit the browser, and I went on with my life. And I was on Facebook, and I'm like going through friends' posts and oh, ha, ha, ha. And then it was right around May, right around my birthday, this free program for women, Unleash Her Power Within,
Yeah.
came up. And it was like, oh, this is a free event. Do you think that there's more for your life? Well, come here and find out. And oh, I got on that program, and the facilitator, Carissa Kuchis, KK,
Yeah.
spoke to my soul. She spoke to my spirit. She spoke the language that I was ready to hear in that moment. And it drew me in. And I didn't know, I'd never spent that type of money on any personal development, anything for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need to be here. I need to be in the room. I need to be in the Zoom, whatever it is. I need to be here. And it was that really just awakened. Sorry, my dog is getting
That's
excited.
okay.
It really it awakened me. It awakened that little girl that used to read the Encyclopedia Britannicas. It awakened the girl that would, train herself and train others without knowing what I was doing. It awakened all of that. And I'm like, you know what? It is time for me to fully step
Wow.
into who God has created me to be. Like, if I continue to wait, I see what my life is right now. I see the indecision, the stress on my marriage, the stress on my life. I'm so focused on all of the that I could not even fathom that this would be my life. And I was like, you know what? It's time, girl. It's time to make some moves. And I did it. I did the program. And I'm like drinking the Kool-Aid and all the things with personal development. And I think it's been that journey that has really, kind of, again, I'm going to say reawakened the giant within, reawakened the beautiful beast, all of the
Wow.
things within me.
That's nice. And one thing I noticed here is that you did not say that my husband needs to be changed, or my
Yeah.
husband needs to be improved. You said that I think I need a therapist or a coach. I need that, right?
Mhm.
So if everybody understands that thing, that if I change, my energy changes, right? We cannot change anybody directly. We can always influence them, right? So how
Right.
your relationship improved after that?
Girl. Oh my God. So at first it was slow, and I'm like impatient, and I'm like, oh, you are not changing. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm so frustrated.
Uh,
And then I just continued doing the work, continued remembering,
mm,
trust the process. And eventually we started to talk more. Eventually we started to more than talk more. Eventually, and now we have a really beautiful relationship where it is built on unconditional love. And I think, and I think I weird him out a lot, right? Because I'll call him and I'm like, babe, I just want to let you know that even if tomorrow we get a divorce, I want you to know I love you. I
oh,
want you to know that it doesn't matter the title that I have in your life. I will always love you and want the best for you. I will want you to win on every occasion, on every circumstance. And he's on the other line, like, yeah, okay, babe. I'm thinking, like, really, sir, that's all you have to say. But it's really impacted our relationship by me, because I can, I think one of those famous quotes, right? Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes.
So if I want to see my relationship grow, if I want to see more friends that are of positive authority coming into my life,
Yes.
then I first get to exhibit that. I get to exhibit
Right.
those qualities. And when I
Right.
start to exhibit those qualities, everything else just lines up. As and even though they say perfection is the lowest standard, I say it starts to line up perfectly because it's within that imperfection that perfection to me is created. And I think that's probably the full definition of that word for me is like it's imperfection is how it's perfect. Because when we think every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed, every line has to be symmetry.
Yes.
I mean, come on. That's
Right.
overwhelming just to think about, right?
Yes, definitely. Yep. So is your husband a Tony fan now?
So I don't think he is, but he loves that I am because I
Uh-huh.
heard him in the background. He was talking to his cousin. He's like, "Oh yes, my wife, she's doing this program, and oh, did I tell you like she's like she knows people?" And I was just, but it's so sweet. It so cracks me up because that was one of the things that I realized that I we started and then we fizzled. My husband was always my raving fan. Whatever I did, he was like, "Oh my God, my wife is so smart. My wife this, my wife that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's great." And at the time, I probably didn't even appreciate it in the same way. But now when I hear those things, I'm like,
Mm.
"Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I love that because I'm your raving fan too."
That's good, good, good. Stay blessed together.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So after doing that UPW, I'm not sure if my husband is Tony's fan, but my daughter is definitely his fan. She
Really.
had this lamp, study
Mhm.
lamp, and she has kept the lamp name as Tony Robbins. Once I
Oh,
asked her, "What is it?" "Give me my Tony Robbins." I said, "Who is Tony Robbins?" "Mama's teacher." So she's
oh, I
like,
love.
"This is the light for me."
Oh, that is profound.
Yes.
That is profound. This is the light for me. Tony Robbins is the light for me. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, that's it brings tears to my eyes thinking of your daughter saying, "Oh no, this is the light for me." Because I think that, for us that do walk in his teachings and learn all of the things, the beautiful things that he is creating,
Yeah.
he is a light, and we
Yes.
all are lights. And so to hear your daughter say and have that reminder of Tony Robbins is the light, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. My sister has become the biggest Tony Robbins fan. She's like,
Okay.
oh my God, Tony, Tony, Tony. And anytime I'm doing anything for the organization, she's like, "Oh my God, my sisters, like this is so amazing." So it makes me so happy. And my family knows that I will share whatever I learn, and I'll try to do it in a way that's not making them feel like something that they're doing is not
Mm,
right. It's like this is just an option, or I
right.
invite you to just try it. Let's see, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I
Yeah.
always say, as I give advice to friends or to clients, I always say, well, we're just going to try this on like a coat
Mm,
or maybe like a dress, and let's see how it fits. If how does it move? And if it feels good, it's great. Maybe it's good. But if it doesn't, let's try it, turn it, take it off, and try on something else. So we
mm.
don't, we're, I'm not, I don't, I'm not saying I created the one word that is going to like make
Yeah.
your life so impactful. No, I'm saying
Right.
try it on, see,
Right.
that's what I do is I try it on and I see. And if I feel like, oh yeah, parts of it fit.
Wow.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Giving them the freedom, the option, right?
Yeah. And I
Yes.
wasn't that way at first. At first, I was like,
Okay.
oh, water hose, like pouring it all in. And they're
Enforcing.
like, hold on, that's a bit much, girl. Can you calm down?
Yes. And it comes with a lot of practice that I have experienced, right? It doesn't come just overnight. In those
Oh,
three
no.
days of UPW, no, you are not changed But if you continue to practice those things, it becomes again part of your nature.
Oh,
Right.
yes, absolutely. And I think one of the things that I've been doing here recently is holding both, holding it all.
Hmm.
So as much as I am this amazing goddess of positive, radiant light,
Hmm.
I also have parts of me that are still God's work in progress and that are like not so yummy. And
Hmm.
so holding both and honoring both and acknowledging both. And when I have moments where I'm down, I've allowed myself to acknowledge the feeling and to feel where it is in my body and then just give it love and know that it's here for me as a lesson. And so I'm like, okay, what's the lesson? I'm ready to learn. Let's go.
Hmm. That's nice. And it comes from that awareness only, right? Otherwise,
Mhm.
what I would say is that people are living in coma. They don't know
Mm.
what they are doing in life. They don't even think about that. But
Yeah,
programs like this, they make us aware. Whatever I am doing, why am I doing that? Right? We think
right.
through those things. We analyze those things. Right.
Hmm.
And I'm
Absolutely.
now feeling that it is not about you. It is more about the program and the Tony Robbins, right? Because the effect is here on the both sides, here and here.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it is. It really is. I mean, look at our platform that we're on right now. I
Yeah.
mean, it's because we've decided to awaken to our lives and be intentional with what we create
Yes.
and and create things that we can share and we feel that will impact the world. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. So
Yes.
thankful for it.
Same here. Okay. So, any rituals that you would like to share with us that you follow on daily basis to keep your energy intact and to be on the track?
So one of my beautiful mentors has this thing, and I do it most mornings. So I have my morning routine, which I call my morning menu. And I call it a menu because what happens is, and I don't know if this happens for everyone, but I know for me, if I do the same thing over and over every morning, I'm going to eventually grow tired
Mm.
and not give it the same love that I would want to give it. And so I that's why I have a menu. So one of the things that's always on my menu is my affirmations, whether that is, or it can be incantations because I
Yeah.
use my body. So I
Yeah.
have this thing that I say and I'll do my little dance. And then I have a light that I turn on and I'm like, and I open my heart and radiate my light into the world. And then I have a prayer and it's just four phrases. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Ho'oponopono, we call it, right?
Ho'oponopono,
Yeah.
yes. I do that every morning.
Okay.
And then I also do gua sha just to keep my youthful, young, beautiful appearance. I also get up in the morning, and the first thing I'll do is I'll drink a glass of water and I'll pass by the mirror because I'm going to the bathroom. And I'll stop and I'll look at myself. And sometimes it's dramatic. Sometimes I'll just stop and I'll look at myself and I'll look at myself in the eyes and I'll say, man, Zequille, I love you. Amazing. And it'll immediately put a little smile on my face. Even if I'm feeling a little, I'll be like, okay. And then I'll go and do all of the things. And, I get to incorporate a workout in there because I love the movement of my body. So between walking or doing an
Mm.
exercise routine, I find that those things are helpful because first thing is when we're asleep, we're not drinking water. So when we're waking,
Yeah.
our body's dehydrated. That's why I do the water first thing in the morning to give my body that, mm, yes, let's go, baby. And then the affirmations to be intentional, to set myself up for the positive of today. And then my last gratitude thing that I do is I have two blinds. I have two windows in my house, and I open them at the same time. And I'm like, oh my God, my eyes are open. So what else can go right today? And
Ah.
as I do it, I look for what else can go right today, as though I'm looking for it outside in my backyard. And it always has set me up for something great or greater in that day, because then I'll get the phone call that I've been waiting for, or I'll get the text message, or I'll get the invite to be a part of someone's beautiful show. So I love that practice, and it's like, what else? What else? Because I feel like the first thing was my eyes were open, and so I'm thankful for that. So I want to look for what else can happen right in my day. Not presupposing anything wrong is there. However,
Mhm.
I know what else is right.
Right. As Tony says, wrong is always available, right? So
Right.
the right is
Yes.
up to us what we want to look for.
Right. And I want to
Yeah.
look for what's right.
Yes. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing your morning routine with us. Any specific advice for the audience who usually feel stressed out? Because my audience is mostly about, uh, they are quite stressful. They are the working professionals. Any
Mhm.
special tips for them from your side, please?
I will say the first one that I learned was gratitude. And I say gratitude. It sounds so simple, and
Yes.
it is very simple, but impactful. Because and I created this program for myself called Gratitude the Irie Way, which is about being grateful in the moment. And so, like, for instance, I created a retreat. And when I was sitting in the retreat, um, I was sitting there, and it was almost though as though I floated up outside of my body, and I looked around at each one of the ladies, and I was so thankful to see them smiling, them laughing. And I realized that in this moment right now, I have these beautiful women that don't even know each other, that are enjoying their lives in my home at this moment. And wow, how grateful I am to have created this thing, and to have these people here, and to have all of the food and all of the things. And so for me, it's gratitude. It's just because I think, even, Tony says, is where gratitude lives, all of the stressors and all of the other
Yeah.
things, they can't live in the same time period, meaning
Right.
they can't live in us at the same time, right? So when
Yes.
I'm being grateful, then I'm not being stressed. And then I also, I would say, question your stress. What, as we get stressed in life, okay, this thing is stressing me out. Hmm. Is it stressing me out? Why is it stressing me out? What what am I feeling in my body that this is like, and am I saying that this is stressful? Okay, oh yeah, I feel a little tightness in my tummy. Okay. So what is that about? Like, am I it's like, what am I focusing on in this moment? And so it's like changing our focus. I think that's the most powerful thing that we learned in Tony, right? Is the
Yeah.
triad, is our physiology first. So, like, if I'm stressful, how is my body in this moment? Like, checking in with yourself, right? How is my body in this moment? Oh, my shoulders are down because I'm like, ugh. Okay, so wait, maybe if I move them up. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Okay, now what am I focusing on? Oh, I'm focusing on the fact that I have a meeting in 30 minutes and I'm not ready. Okay. Well, what if I focused on what do I need to do to get ready? Focusing on the solution instead of the problem. Okay, so now let's focus on that. And then what am I saying to myself? That's the language part of the triad, right? How am I speaking? Oh, I'm saying I'm stressed out because this meeting is in 30 minutes and my boss is going to be on there and I'm not ready. But what if I am ready? I'm as ready as I need to be. And what can I do to prepare even more? So I think it's about using that beautiful framework that Tony created, and then starting to get curious and question it. And I think that as professionals, right, we're always like, so serious. It's so tough. It's so this. But what happens when we get a little playful in it and we're like, okay, hold on. Let me let me move my body around. Let me do this dance. Okay, let me work on this project because I'm about to show my butt off in this meeting in 30 minutes. They're gonna be like, girl, you were amazing. And what I don't know, guess what? I'll get back to you. So it's like changing that from where we were to like something greater. I would say, oh, is huh, it can be definitely a life changer, because now as you go into that meeting, that you were like, oh, 30 minutes, you're going in and you're like, okay, hey guys, I have everything prepared. If you have any questions, table it to the end or let me know and I'll get back with you. And then just owning your power. I think that was one of the that's one of the things from my personal triad is my physiology. And so I'll stand with my shoulders back in my superwoman pose, or for me it's Xena warrior princess pose.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I got this. I am that. Okay. No, I'm not stressed. That's okay. And if I am stressed, I'm going to take that stress and I'm going to say, hang out with me because I'm using you because I need you in this meeting. So it's like, reframing even what the stress is, instead of making it be stress, what if it's, focus? What if it's preparedness? What if it's, playfulness or something else? I think that for me, one of the beautiful things being in this environment has does is I did have some pretty interesting anxiety. And
Mm-hmm.
now I don't have anxiety anymore. Now, when I feel what I would feel is anxiety, I'm like, ooh, what am I excited about? So it's the
Okay.
same thing, reframing the stress. What can we
Yeah.
reframe the stress to? And if you can't think of a beautiful reframe, go to Chat GPT and say, help me create a reframe for stress and play around and see what that could be instead of labeling it as stress. Rip that label off and reframe it as something else, something more powerful, something that you can use to fuel you. Maybe that stress is the fuel. This is my fuel, baby. It ain't stress. This is my fuel, and my fuel is going to power me through this meeting or whatever it is that I'm feeling is making me feel. I'm feeling in regards to the stress that.
Okay. So this was actually power packed. Thank you so much for sharing that. I have been
Yes,
listening to you as well. I have been reading between the lines. So I have made
yes,
some notes here. I'm going to
yes.
share those with you. First one. The right answers will give us the best. The right questions will give us the best answers, right? So
Yes,
it is about us how we frame the questions for us. As you
right.
said that I am not prepared for the meeting, what will happen, right?
Hmm.
The reframed question can be, what do I need to do to get prepared, to get ready for the meeting, right?
Absolutely.
Second thing is be little dramatic. We lose our that kid in us when we become adults,
Mm,
right? So keep that innocence, that kiddish thing in you always. That
yes.
actually helps us to move our body as well, right? For the
Hmm.
movement, it helps us, body movement. Yeah. And the third thing is reframing. And now my question to you is, what is the secret behind this energy? In India, there is a product called Boost, which is there for the kids. So there is an advertisement where the question is asked, what is the secret of your energy? And the kid answers, Boost is the secret of my energy. So I want to ask you, what is the secret of your energy?
Oh my God, that is a really good question. And I was like, the first thing that came into my that popped in my head was God.
Okay.
And then the second thing that pops in is, I'm very conscious of what I put in my body. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I don't have a drink because I do like, a beverage occasionally.
Hmm.
But I'm very aware of what I put in. I know that when if I'm eating bad, like if I'm having a burger and maybe some more meat, oh, my body is going to be like, oh,
Hmm.
I'm so tired. Our digestion, that like what takes the most energy in our body is
Yes.
digestion. So when we eat light, when we eat healthy, when we're aware of what we are
Hmm.
ingesting into our body, I feel like for me, that's why my energy, because I'm like I eat very light and all of those things. And then what else? What would be my secret? I don't know. I was born like this. as I said to you, I think before, my young niece was like, "Oh no, Coco, we're gonna wear you out because you're the adult." And by the end of the night, she was like, she couldn't even keep her eyes open. And I'm thinking, like, baby, I thought you were gonna wear me out. What happened? But it's it's people too. People definitely add to my beautiful energy. When I'm around good energy, it's like I get an explosion of love in my body, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm so ready to go. And then I get to play with that and make it playful if I want to make it playful, make it serious, and make it loving if I want to
Hmm.
make it so I get to I use the energy that I have within my body to do all of the things, and it's fueled from life around me, from the foods that I eat. It's fueled from everything.
Wow, that's
So that's
nice.
my boost.
Okay. Food is my boost. Light food.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Z in one word. What are you in one word?
Passion.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Action?
I was going to say passion.
Passion. Okay.
Yeah, we can go with that. I'm thinking, like, at first I was thinking empowered, and I'm like, Z in one word. Is there a such thing as Z in one word? Energy.
Energy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
agree. Yep. Life in
Yeah.
one word.
Beautiful.
Wow. That's nice. And what fulfills you?
Serving. Serving. When I volunteer for any organization, whether it be a nonprofit or in our Tony Robbins world, serving the people, it's like it makes me it makes me just feel so alive. It makes me feel purposeful,
Hmm.
and I I think that is why I'm here, is to serve, is to be of service, and to do it with a bright, smiley, sunshiny face.
Wow, that's nice. And thank you for choosing that actually. Yes. Thank you for
Yeah,
serving. Yeah. Because
thank you.
each one of us, if when we contribute, we are doing something, something for the
Hmm.
divine. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Yes. Okay. My last question.
Yes.
And that I wanted to ask you, I think since long time. And that is, see, there is one world where people like us are there who are learning about life, who are working or learning under the coaches or mentors. There is
Hmm.
another side of world where the people are living a lost life, as I mentioned, right? They are
Yes.
just living their default life. They are not thinking what they are doing. And they are actually the product of their cultural conditioning and a pure product of that.
Hmm.
So there are some, specifically ladies, who think that they cannot be vulnerable. है ना? They are scared of being vulnerable in front of others. And they feel like, what if others get to know about me? What will they say? Right. So they
And
hide their
oh,
all the stuff inside them.
yeah,
It is stuffed here, and they cannot live their life freely. What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say, first and foremost, girl, they are not even thinking as much about us as we think.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, who cares? They talked about Buddha, they talked about Krishna, they talked about God, they talked about Jesus, they talk about everybody. Let
Hmm.
them talk. Let them talk. And your vulnerability is your power. It is your power. When and here's the thing, I don't it's not that I go on to anything intending to be, oh, I'm going to be vulnerable today. I just
Hmm.
allow my heart to shine, and whatever that means. that's what that means.
Hmm.
But my vulnerability is my power. It's me showing the world, showing other women it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to feel like this. It's okay to have these feelings. It's okay
Yes.
to think these thoughts, but you don't have to stay there. Or it's okay to have these feelings, think these thoughts because they're amazing. So
Yes.
it's your power. It's your goddess. It's it's a part of our nature that I feel like has been diminished by society. And it's time for us to go in with a little chipper and chip away the ice blocks and allow it to flourish, allow it to shine, allow it to be whatever it is, because we need more people that want to be vulnerable, that even with men that want to be vulnerable. It's so beautiful and it showcases your heart, it
Yeah.
showcases your power, I'm going to say again. So it's our power.
Yes. So feel your feelings. Yes.
Yes.
Feel those. Feel those. Then only you will get to know how you can change those
Mm-hmm.
feelings, right? Becoming
Oh, absolutely.
aware.
Yes. It's I I would always try to feel my feelings, but I
Mm.
wasn't 100% sure, like, oh yeah, what is this? And if I cried, oh my God, what does it mean? Why am I crying? Sometimes I just cry just because I need a release. And that's how it wants to come out of my body.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yeah, it's all about just feeling your feelings, because I have a lot of people in my life that did not have the lessons of feeling their feelings. And what happens is when we don't feel our feelings, we're like, oh, I feel that. No, I don't want to feel that. Push it down. Let's push that down.
Mm.
Push it down in our bodies. And that's what
Yeah.
happens.
Right.
And what happens when we push so much feelings down into your
Mm.
body, we get diseases. We
Yeah.
wonder why we have a disease now, because there's feelings and emotions that are ready to come up. And we got to outlet them. We got to let them go. Like, let's not
Mm.
hold on to them, baby. Come on, move on and let's go do the next beautiful thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yep. Okay. So I think that's all I had. Do you want to say anything about your services, that what you do, how you help other people, or any message for the audience?
I would say one of my things that I would say is listen with curiosity.
Hmm.
I think that a lot of the conversations that I overhear or that I sometimes have with other people is they're listening to respond.
Hmm.
I'm ready to go. As soon as you say that one word, whew, I'm ready. But when we listen with curiosity, it's more of a wait, hold on, you said this, and help me understand. And it's like again that playful nature, and then you learn more, and then you connect with that person more.
Hmm.
And I think that, when we do that, it's super impactful. And as far as my coaching services, I will give you all of the links to all of the things. I do a free consultation to just to see if we work together, because what I've realized is, yeah, I want to coach the world. But if I
Hmm.
get with someone, or if someone gets with me and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm really feeling it, at least we have an opportunity to know that. So sign up for a free consultation, get to know if my style of coaching is right for you. And if it is, I'd love to have you. I'd love to share my gifts with you and get to know you and help you to win some beautiful things in your life. And yeah, that's what I could think of on top of my head at the moment.
Cool. Please share those links with me. I'll add those in the description of this video. Yes.
Absolutely.
So let me see if we have any comments over here. I see a squared edits. Ah, there are some just blessings for you. Blessings and
Thank
some other messages. Yes.
you.
Not to answer. All right. So thank you so much for being here with me. I actually learned a lot and I got to know that food is the energy. Light food is the energy. Heavy food is actually rousing us, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. There's a time and a place for heavy foods, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the light foods, ooh, yes.
Makes you
Like
light.
it makes you light.
That's nice. All right, Zakil, with this, let's end this show here. Yes, thank you
Okay.
so much and all the very
Thank
best for whatever you are doing. Thank you so much for choosing to do this or to walk on this path. Yes, I love watching your videos every day, whenever you put, right? That's why
Yes.
I got connected with you because your energy is really contagious, really contagious. Yes.
I am so blessed and so thankful that you reached out, and I'm so happy that I was able to share my beautiful energy with you today.
Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Thank you. And please take care. Have a blessed life ahead. Let
Yes.
me end this live here. And in studio. Yes. It ended.